đặt bom, nó phải tìm điểm bích thôi. Máu nó như thế, chỉ cần nó đặt bom, đối phương nghe tiếng đụng vào.
Fnatic gonna be 1-0 up in this game.
Yeah, and like Na'Vi dropping the ball on that one. That was a fantastic start for the CT side. They get aggressive down banana, they get a 5-on-3, probably like a 4-on-2 as well. And then Twist out of nowhere just kills everyone. Odds favouring Na'Vi thanks to Betway, but what on earth was that? JW just one-shotting Flamey at the top and middle. Simple does respond with his own Deagle, so we're back into a 4-on-4 here. But either way, Fnatic, they forced the issue. Oh, sorry, Na'Vi have forced the issue. Fnatic, only one rifle in this round, so there's a very good chance Na'Vi could actually swing through and run away with something. They've got a gun for themselves, Electronic on a FAMAS. Simple's on this scout as well, so things definitely not as clean and concise for Fnatic. Not the last round was anything like that either. We'll be setting up for this B play, and Edward, he's back on the coffin. We've got the boost up as well from Electronic. This is a really good angle with this FAMAS as well. If his teammate can take the attention with lots of nades flying in. Electronic very lucky, he actually falls back off that position. Edward overrun on the bomb site, and now it is just going to be Electronic here alone, but he cannot hold. These two CT players are getting pushed as well from JW, and even though Simple grabs that dig, he is too low to give this consideration. Fnatic will convert their second round a little cleaner than the pistol.
Yeah, an important thing to note, that was the force buy from Na'Vi into this second round. They're going to be ecoing in the following and then getting a buy together in the next. This is, you know, kind of a runoff of the more standard meta that we're used to seeing. Before the update, at least. You know, usually teams electing to eco in this second round now and then buy in the third. But I'm a bigger fan of this. I'm a bigger fan of what Na'Vi have done. You know, I've been saying this since I think the changes came in. I still like keeping the force buy in the second round, not because, you know, old habits die hard, but because, you know, you're going to be getting 2,400 when you lose this one, so you can see everyone sitting around that amount now, and then you go ahead and get 2,900 in the next, so you're going to have plenty of utility into that full buy in round number 4. And, as we kind of saw, Fnatic, you know, like, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. Some teams electing to go way heavier into the rifles in that second round as a result, but then some electing to go for kind of nothing in case the upset does come in, right? So then you both have money for a purchase. I know it's still a very turbulent and awkward time within CS where everyone's trying to figure out how best to play around this this new meta.
I think it's quite cool. Like, again, people kind of blow stuff out of the water and go, oh my god, what is this change from Valve? But I don't know, it's keeping it fresh, it's keeping it interesting.
Definitely.
Like,
I think it's a good change.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's still an adjustment period, right?
Whether it's kind of good for the game in the sense of, like, you know, it makes it more exciting or it puts more weight on certain rounds, regardless of all of that, it's interesting to have something fresh and new to talk about.
Plus, all I'm saying is, you know, this is the most active Valve have ever been with this game, so let's not give them too much stick for it. You know, think about it, in the space of, what, 2-3 weeks, they added a bunch of skins, new gun in the form of the MP5 that's actually pretty decent, and then they make massive changes to the economy. So, you know, big fan. They're trying to remedy problems. Speaking of problems, let's see if Zeus with... he had a Zeus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Zeus with a Zeus. Sadly, doesn't get anything done, Hugo.
Yeah, looked away at the wrong time here. Fnatic going to be creeping through this Moto smoke, and Twist, he's up on the site. It's Simple in the graveyard, and he's going to be put to one in a second. Twist just runs and guns. And now Na'Vi, 2 players lined up, wrong side of the map, and at the wrong time, because Crims has already taken down Flamey, peeking back into middle, and Edward, he's just having a bit of a read here in the library. But Fnatic, 3 rounds on this T side, nice clean one as well. Exactly what they need to start off this map. People probably banking a little bit on Na'Vi in this game to take it. A very strong Inferno team, yes, but with the fact that we just saw Fnatic pull Na'Vi to a double OT. I want to say pull Na'Vi, it was kind of... It was Fnatic, you know, losing out on a lot of opportunities where they had that advantage and had the ability to close out the map. So Na'Vi more so pulling Fnatic into double OT, even though, you know, obviously they did pick up the win. But yeah, I think there's a definite chance we could be seeing a split map series here, despite the head-to-head between these teams. Again, right, new roster, so take it as you will. But head-to-head, these guys are 8-1 in favor of Na'Vi in the last, you know, 3 months. And Na'Vi clearly the kryptonite for Fnatic, but not in these first 3 rounds. We've now got guns out. Zeus is going to burn to a crisp. Double nade and a Molotov. That is a fiery start to this round for Fnatic. We do have the AWP on Simple peeking down middle with no AWP to counter him as well, but Fnatic, they've kind of escaped his clutches. They've gone second mid instead. And Na'Vi, look at his gamble on that B-bomb site. 3 players here, Simple's alone. Definitely the player you want to put on your own, but again, with 3 positions to cover, short, long, and apartments, this is too much for one man, so he'll call for the help of Electronic moving back into positions. Fnatic set up for the execute.
Yeah, these rotations from Na'Vi given a little bit of extra time to come through. Fnatic very slow on this execution has now meant that there's going to be 4 players here for Na'Vi. In fact, they're still committed. They're still going in. A wall of smokes is down to at least give them some safe passage down into the pit. But even then, Flamey has still opened up and he still found another man. It's going to be Simple now looking to try and shut this down from Graveyard. And while they've burnt Electronic out of position a bit, Simple as well might face the same fate. Now this is possible. 3 on 3, and you can see wrapping up through short. There's going to be Twist. Molotov looking to try and force these players out of this bomb site and into the open. Twist going to manage one more. They have to deal with Electronic, who now stands here alone. 1v1 VJW, and both players tagged down very, very low. The advantage is going to be lying slightly with Electronic, as he can soak up a few more shots. JW have only needed the 1, so that will be Na'Vi securing themselves their first rifle round here in round number 4. And
a really close round, though, considering Fnatic actually were in a very strong position. They had that pit control. Yes, Simple was starting to pluck them away, but I mean, the miss there was JW trying to take down a man on the site. I think it was Flamey, and he peeks in and just switches to a nade as he gets peeked. So Na'Vi get the information that Fnatic is still actually in the site and very ready for that one. Twist, I think, is 10-1 right now. He had a sick previous map, and he has started off this one fantastically. Again, an ace in the pistol round certainly does help that. But AWP here on Simple, once again, JW has taken one of his own, and going to be seeing that AWP duel. Simple, definitely more fun to watch on the CT side of Inferno. Up here on that archway right now. Again, 2 players here for Na'Vi. That's perfectly fine. Just being careful in case Fnatic go for one of these heavy B plays. And right now, that is the case with 3 players up top of Banana for Fnatic. Boost employed from Na'Vi, just to throw a spanner in the works. But Fnatic will still be setting up their nades to actually go for this commitment.
Twist. Forcing the early man advantage here for the Fnatic boys. And now not going to go ahead and get any more, but Exist always going to get burnt out. These rotations coming in. Na'Vi a lot faster on them. The real problem going to lie on Crims as he sits posted up to go on this flank over here towards A. He's actually cleared a decent bit of ground, but the bomb could get spotted by Electronic, who's over in Boiler. This could be the thing that ends the round for Fnatic. This is going to be the biggest duel that we see happen in this round. If Brolin manages to get by, then they're still in with a chance, but never mind. Zeus going to go ahead and beat Electronic to the punchline. And now it's just Crims left alive. He's not going to be ready for Electronic here. And that will be the second round on the board for Na'Vi.
A really nice setup there, because after Na'Vi show their second player and Simple gets one up kill, Fnatic have the information that Na'Vi have got a 2-man B setup. And because of Crims' position, they decide, okay, we'll rotate that bomb back through mid. We'll take that A bomb site, but Zeus, 1 step ahead, rushes down Banana after realizing it, and Electronic was already posted anyway to be that insurance policy if Zeus weren't to get that kill. Fnatic now push the pistols after Na'Vi find a couple of rounds in a row. And Flamey, look at this aggression. Oh, he's fully blind. That's not good. Twist is going to take him down. These pistols already starting off strong, but good damage from Zeus in response will put Exist and Twist down low. Another Molotov to cut off this push, and you really cannot run through that right now if you're Fnatic. The only weapon they've even got is this SMG, and Zeus, while he will get dinged, and Twist running through the smoke. There's a second player here. Edward goes down, and Zeus luckily bails himself out of that situation by getting his 3rd kill of the round. 2 men left up for Fnatic, but, I mean, there's been some real casualties this time. Luckily enough, it shouldn't be a problem with Exist being so low.
Yeah, that's a nice, easy cleanup. And going to be 4 kills for Zeus, who almost never fails to have a good time of things on Inferno here for Na'Vi. This is the buy coming back in now for Fnatic. The real worry for me is Brolin, currently sitting 0-5. Still yet to put up a kill. You kind of saw him rather slow down a little bit towards the end of the overpass game there for Fnatic. And you know, those sorts of losses are going to be the ones that affect you the most, right? Where you've grinded out, you had the potential to win not once but twice. You know, first in regulation and then again in overtime. Then you lose it in the second OT. They're the ones that are going to be in your head the most. You know, you think about the one or two things you could have done differently in a round out. It's been you winning out the game. So Fnatic, they have to be able to bounce back. They have to demonstrate that resilience here on Inferno. Early on, focusing this time on the control of the apartment. It's already a good flash. Net Zeus, an early kill onto Brolin. His luck continues to turn sour as he's the first player dropped for Fnatic in this round.
Fnatic still looking like they want to commit towards this A play, and Na'Vi again, they're so keen to throw in these quad stacks. No fear of that at all. With Simple playing passive on B, Na'Vi still have almost the entirety of their team here, and Fnatic are walking right into it. We've got this bait set up on long. Minzo smokes it down. Flash is perfect. Electronic and Edward go right through, and look at those kills just flying through here for the CT side. Na'Vi in a really good spot right now, and Fnatic just left to two under-equipped players with no utility, Exist and Twist, trying to salvage something from this round, hoping that someone from Na'Vi gives them a free kill. With 25 seconds, these guys need to probably die if they're going to go for this one. They do not want to die after time. Na'Vi have settled back to 2 players on B. Twist is going to start to show his face as Exist makes some noise up on short as well, drawing the attention away. And is Fnatic going to go? There we go, 12 seconds and the fight's finally come through. That could have been really, really problematic. You don't want to, even though your guns are worth more than the loss bonus you're about to get, you want level money with your team and you want to be buying up as a group. So important that Fnatic at least give it an attempt, try and take weapons away from Na'Vi. And even though they're unsuccessful and Na'Vi keep 5 alive in that buy round, at least Fnatic can go for this 1/2 buy before they have rifles in the 9th.
Yeah, it gives them just a little bit more to work with here and a chance to keep Na'Vi on that back foot. Now, 3 players over here towards Banana early on. They might try and kind of Simple at this portion of the map. Electronic actually quickly traded, and there's Brolin's first kill of the game. Going to be retrieving that M4 now. That gives him a bit more firepower to work with. There's armor across the board for the Fnatic guys, so he will be able to juggle that rifle around, and Na'Vi now rotating the majority of their players back into A, leaving just Edward at that B bomb site to anchor it down.
Clear enough, that rotation from Simple is coming in through at the perfect timing. There is 1 smoke on Brolin, so that should be going towards the CT spawn here. That's the more likely option. If it does, it will cut Simple off, but no, he's moved into the ruins actually, so right now, if you're Fnatic, you want that cross smoke, but Simple playing around it, watching for any nades to come over the top, and now that CT smoke is in, the flash going over the top, and there's Simple peeking. He's got free reign over this bomb site due to the lack of utility from Fnatic. They may be wrapping his backline, but does he realize that JW's coming in for this backstab, potentially even a knife in this situation? Simple finding a check, but JW's there already, and there's the kill. Edward getting overwhelmed at the back of the site, and now Fnatic have made something out of nothing.
Oh, Twist, quick 180, able to go and drop Zeus, and now it is just Flamey left up. A lot of bodies still to put in bags, and Flamey up to the task. He is going to go ahead and push on in, but Flash is holding him at bay for the time being. The AWP out as well on JW, such a problem, but Flamey caught trying to trade out to the CZ there. Brolin just going to peek on into him, picks up that 4th round for Fnatic.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would do that in a 1v2. Like, you know it's going to make a noise. Maybe trying to force a peek as they think you're switching weapons, but yeah, that's just, you know, you're risking putting your crosshair down, and he does exactly that. The peek comes through at the same time, and the only idea I can think behind that is you're trying to force a peek from Fnatic with some noise, but either way, it actually costing him going down. 4-4. Double AWP here for Na'Vi. Pretty sick round for Fnatic to pick up on that B bomb site, as again, take into account they had very, very little, and Simple even started off by dropping that first player. JW, oh, he gets tagged. He doesn't fire off and hit that second shot back to Simple, so Simple gets away unscathed. But there's damage across 3 players on the server, and Crims has finally had enough damage to finish him. As Exist flashes Twist up Banana. Looking to try and find this opener. Flamey's going to decapitate him, and kill by kill, this round is falling out of control of Na'Vi. JW's low due to this utility in the apartments, and while he looks for a kill, he's on 7 points of health. 1 bullet will spell his demise. And Brolin can't even get out to support him on short because Simple has lockdown of long, and that smoke's not going to exactly help Brolin. It may put Simple away for a second, and actually during that timing, Brolin sneaks through, so this is very good. Electronic won't be ready for this, but he does have Edward holding his push.
Yeah, this is looking good for Na'Vi right now. Fnatic about to go walking blissfully unaware into these 3 players here. Inside of this A-bomb site, Edward buying that much more time. Lands that flash. JW just to get caught by a stray bullet, and actually Edward doubles down, so he does all he has to and more as Na'Vi cement a 5th round to their name. Now you can see, I mean, it's just really Twist putting in numbers for Fnatic. No one else yet to step up and rise alongside him. Pause now called on in. Chance for the Swedes to try and figure out what's going so wrong and why they can't seem to crack this Na'Vi defense. Now, gonna go to drop in a B-stream update for you here, Hugo.
Ooh.
14-8 in favor of Big.
Damn.
Over on Inferno. That's a pretty convincing performance from them thus far. They're currently 7-1 on their T-side half.
Who's fragging today here?
It's Smooya and Tabson, the usual suspects, top of the board. Tizian not continuing his great performance from Dust 2, but yeah, it doesn't matter when you have the other 2 doing the job. And this is also for the chance for Big to go flawless, at least thus far for today.
They've got a lot of games tonight as well, so a couple of warm-up matches versus Mousesports and some victories there would set them up for success. But talking of success, that is Edward spraying 2 kills down through a smoke with an A1S as well, not known for its spraying, but Edward gets it done. And look at the shift in Na'Vi as well. An aggressive start to the round. They've already fallen back to an extremely passive setup. Electronic in the pit, Simple playing back long. His 3rd rotation coming onto that A-bomb site as Fnatic completely avoid Edward, and I don't blame them. He had a stellar performance on Overpass, and he is not done just yet. Oh, Zeus. Very, very close up. He's actually not got Simple here as well to support him. He's fallen off of that long angle, and there's definitely going to be Fnatic checking this position. But does Brolin walk with his back turn? No, he does check it. And there's the kill from Fnatic to put them back into a good spot. Not really as much need for Na'Vi to play such an aggressive position, considering they have a 5-on-3, but maybe Zeus is trying to catch out Fnatic with a bit of an off angle. Not going to work. Na'Vi already starting to draw these rotates once again as Fnatic put 3 players on short with only Simple watching. Electronic is going to have to turn around once Simple makes the call, and there it is, they line up. He doesn't need any help. Simple finds 2, and the swing from Electronic will be that round done. 6-4 for Na'Vi. That is fantastic.
Yeah, Simple is very much getting warmed up now, even if the confidence boost is kind of handed to him there by the stars aligning, and also those Fnatic players aligning as well.
Now the money for Fnatic is the biggest disaster of this round, with Na'Vi obviously resetting in the previous round and coming in big with another to put them down to pistols. Edward has already started off with the nade, and the rush up Banana is going to be almost catching out one. Zeus does get wallbanged after all by the Glock. Flamey and Edward, only players left here on B. Edward almost got caught out, but luckily his Molotov does do the opposite, in fact, taking down Crims. And here's where the flank comes in from Electronic, just to make this round even more impossible. Mission Very Impossible Harry is back, and why not?
Yeah, Na'Vi feeling a very convincing CT side thus far. Fnatic, really grinding to a halt here. They haven't done all too much. They win the pistol, they win the 2 anti-ecos as well. They get given the 2 anti-ecos as a result of Na'Vi buying in that second round. Since then, they've only managed 1 in these rifles. So since the rifles have been out for Na'Vi, since they've had these buys, they've been on top of things. And this time, Fnatic going to try and challenge for Banana. They throw in that early utility to deny the fast peek, but Flamey, that's a nice flick to go out and find Crims. That advantage taken, and Fnatic, that was a real chance there for them to kickstart this round in a good way. Edward, who has been the biggest nuisance to try and deal with, will actually get flushed away from Banana, but he's afforded a bit of extra time to fall back. And oh, Simple's going to go peeking into this. Lots of aggression on this man. Twist does reside here. Oh, there we go. That will just be the, I guess, client-side Molotov incandescence, you know, messing up Simple there. Obviously, we can see. He could not. Twist. Now, the only man doing anything for Fnatic has to continue to live up to that title as he looks to try and forge a path for them in towards this B-bomb site.
A couple of flashes left up to get him into this position. He is pretty close by, but Simple's ready for it. The leg. Exist is actually bailing out his teammate with a quick kill, and Edwards at the back of the site, but as you said, he's been a pillar, unfortunately going down behind it. Roland's going to take that kill, and now, although Na'Vi having a man advantage, it's not going to be smooth sailing. They have a low player. Twister's picked up an AWP to play with. Brolin is on this corner as Zeus tries to force out a bullet, but he's getting tagged down himself. Look at the health of Na'Vi here. This could really be a problem for them on the retake, and they've got to hurry up if they're going to commit to this. The bomb's already half ticked. A shot from Twist is making everyone low as well, and there's a finishing shot to put Zeus. Another one from Twist. He's doing it all on his own here on the B-bomb site, continuing this incredible performance. One of the latest additions to Fnatic, but eventually plucked out of thin air. However, Flamey does not have the time to make this one work. He has got to move back and save, but Brolin will not give him the satisfaction. Fnatic, they get away with that round after all, Harry. What a ridiculous comeback.
But it still doesn't inspire confidence, and it's all on the back of Twist for the most part. Brolin finds that kill at the end. He finishes the round with 2, but the real star once more is Twist, and if he can keep this up, then I have no issue with it. If he can keep being the star man within this team, then that's fine. But it's just, how long does that last? And Simple, still with the open hand, going to be turning his attention over here towards middle. Swapping places. Almost gets caught leaving mid, but he is able to get away in time. Fnatic taking early control of the apartments and now focusing on Banana as well. Something I think is important to note is Edwards' success rate over here at holding the top of Banana and finding the openers at this portion of the map have definitely gone down in the last few rounds. Fnatic dedicating a lot of utility to try and deal with Edward and the problems that he's been throwing their way. Now they're going to leave Banana. Now that they've forced Na'Vi off of it, they give up this portion of the map, setting up for A. And now I'm curious, with 3 players over here towards the B-bomb site for Na'Vi, do we maybe see them re-aggress? They've set up into more passive positions. They have Edward for that rotation, and he's going to start to rotate back through Speedway.
Smokes are out. I think Na'Vi are going to be convinced pretty soon once they start to see this flurry of Fnatic players rounding the corner. Exist is going to be the first man in. Electronic doesn't have much support on his side, so he's going to get overwhelmed. Does get away with 1, but the smoke has cut off his 2 teammates up on the library, so JW able to get the trade, and the bomb pond's going down. Fnatic in a very good spot here. It's going to be so hard to retake, and 2 AWPs for Na'Vi spells disaster. Not sure how this one's going to be possible. And in fact, Flamey isn't even convinced. He's already backed off towards that B-bomb site in full awareness of the fact that this is not going to happen. Wallbang doesn't come in for Simple. Brolin lives another few seconds, and every second that Fnatic wait without peeking spells more and more chance for Na'Vi to fall back and save. That will be the case. Just trying to keep Fnatic to go down with the bomb and actually affect this T economy. But if anything, it's coming back to hurt Na'Vi because they're losing players on this exit. Nice shot from Simple, and Brolin will hold onto his gun. Again, a round where only 1 player survives for Fnatic, but they're still winning these rounds, Harry, and 6 on the T side so far. This is damn good.
Yeah, I think, one of the reasons why you still think Na'Vi are looking decent is that all of theirs coming into these, been rifle rounds once again. Similar sort of situation what we saw Fnatic in on Overpass, where it's always been that slog, it's always been that grind to, try and best the other team's economy. And finally, we do have Na'Vi at that breaking point, so a chance for Fnatic to start to string a few of these rounds together. The utility is already looking more limited here. The AWPs were carried forward at the very least, and that's what's allowed them to facilitate a bye in this round, but they will be reset into the last of the half if they lose this one, meaning you'll be force buying what you can. And at which point, Fnatic looking good to maybe even win out the half. And we know, whenever we've seen RV play on this map, one man who drops off significantly, or maybe not significantly, but quite a bit over on that T side is Simple. And he's been top of the board right now for Na'Vi. They really need every CT side round they can get. And this one becomes that much more important now with the reset looming.
Oh no. Oh, that's so awkward. Flamey just moved out of that hallway, and Electronic, he was watching the right side He was meant to have a teammate back him up, but Flamey repositions, and that leaves Electronic kind of hung out to dry. Na'Vi needed that kill, especially considering it's Brolin who's been opening up a lot of these rounds and been the man surviving every single time. The rock for this team right now, alongside Twist. Now with the man advantage, make that a double. Crims is taking down Simple. Edwards trying to hold on to this arch trap, and he does it with 2 frags. The problem is, he's the B-rotate player, and B is empty. Fnatic have realised this, and they're starting to throw utility in and taking control. Edward can rotate, and he has an incendiary to try and cut this off, but the bomb plant will surely still come in. He's not going to be up on coffins in time to stop that. And Fnatic still have a smoke for that position as well. Na'Vi ready for this with a hot flank up Banana, but there's still a player here.
Well, he's been very, very quickly dealt with, though. Bomb plant looks to come in. They try to deny it, and if they did, maybe it would have been a very different outcome of this round. There was so little time left, but now Flamey, 1v3 could be possible, but they're going to play it safe. They're going to elect to hold on to this AWP. 7-7, and a good chance at Fnatic are the team to win out this half now, as Na'Vi are going to have no money to work with into this last round of the first half.
Yeah, that AWP is pretty important to save here for Flamey. And he's been a really good secondary AWPer for this team on Na'Vi, really coming into his own as of late in the last few months. Getting better and better at hitting some really nice shots. Very unfortunate situation in the apartments this round. They really got caught out by the timing. And Fnatic, again, storming on with his strong T side. Now looking to take the lead here in the final round of the half. And definitely got a good chance of doing so with Na'Vi having to scramble a charity shot buy together. They are fleecing the pockets, looking for spare change. And they've come out empty-handed. SMG, shotgun, pistol, FAMAS, AWP. We've got nothing really here for Na'Vi apart from this AWP, and that needs to really be a key opener for this round. Twist is posted on the banana, and Flamey's gone for it, but the Molotov in his face, he's actually going to be inquisitively aggressive, and there's the flash in. Twist is going to win the duel. Flamey peeks right back into his own death, and that spells disaster for Fnatic. The AWP will be knocked back by the grenade, so Zeus does retrieve it. The Simple attempts to get aggressive with his own flashbang in middle. He won't find a thing.
Ooh, gonna get digged down by Simple, so still a chance for Na'Vi in this round, as Simple wants to make that apparent. 4-on-4 now, Fnatic. Gonna be throwing that gun away and outside of the map. JW, in the meantime, up here towards top mid. Electronic spotted him and could get caught with a knife out. Indeed, he most definitely does. That there is the A bomb site. Wide open. Open for business. You know, no one's home. The lights are on, but no one's in. Simple peering on through. Maybe able to find anything. The bomb plot going to come in for Fnatic here. And now Na'Vi left 3v4 in this retake.
With that bomb down, that might just seal the deal here. Retaking so difficult on Inferno, and especially when you're half the manpower of your opposition. Twist already posted on short, going to take down Zeus. Now it is just Edward. 1v4 for the last round of the half. I think it's safe to say the Fnatic are going to be running forward with an 8th round lead on this T side, much how they did in Inferno. However, that being on the CT side. Oh, sorry, Overpass, I mean. And Edward just looking to pad those stats. I don't blame him. This round's not happening. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. Twist gets rid of him, and wow, what a performance from Twist here in this first half. 20 kills in 15 rounds. The top fragger on the server, of course, and he has just been one of the keys for Fnatic to actually having this lead. Really bailing them out of some awkward spots, Harry. But again, as equal as you can get on the half, and that only just bodes well for another overtime matchup. And Na'Vi love a good overtime, Harry, especially on Inferno.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, Na'Vi just love a good overtime, full stop. Yeah. Just end the sentence there. But for Fnatic, they've been impressive. I think, you know, like since bringing Brolin in, they've looked good. You know, a little bit rejuvenated almost, perhaps. There's some fresh energy in this team. And, you know, Twist having just an absolutely fantastic game. I'm not going to be throwing too much credit Brolin's way. While he is the second highest performer, Twist has been the standout man. My one big question was, while that was fine over on the T side, you know, you have Twist clutching out these rounds, you have Twist opening up the bomb sites, you have Twist doing everything. Now on the CT side, it can be very easy just to nullify that by never even approaching this man.
That is a scary factor indeed. Yeah, and actually looking at that scoreboard, it really is kind of underwhelming for everyone, apart from Twist. Brolin's at 9, but I mean, other than that, it's definitely not a good sign for Fnatic. But with an 8-round lead on the T side as well of Inferno, I'd like to think that everyone will be able to step up now in their own. You know, maybe Twist taking all the kills, so no one else from Fnatic can have any. That seems to be the case for Crims. Again, he was pretty influential on Overpass on that B-bomb site on the T side, so having 4 kills here in the first 15 rounds of this map doesn't really bode too well for him either. Let's find out in the second half, Harry. Again, this is all we'll be seeing of Na'Vi tonight. We're not having any repeat games, so we won't have, I imagine, as many close matchups as we had yesterday, right? Because those seem to already be in Na'Vi's hand. We had like 3 16-14s, all from that one team. Let's continue the trend here. I want a nice close game, especially considering how these two teams seem to be fairly well matched up against each other. That was the case on the previous. And now, as we head into the CT pistol round, we see what Fnatic have in store. A couple of nades for the banana, a triple setup, not quite the full rush that Na'Vi showed on their pistol. But Na'Vi, they are going to be fighting it back up in the banana. Ooh.
And it's already a good start from Twist once again. We said how they could have just looked to try and avoid him. Simple. This is one back. The bomb's already rotated away back towards this A-bomb site, and now things get a bit problematic for Fnatic. Brolin's still down in the pit here, not sold on this B push, and with good reason. You can see the odds as well, provided by the wonderful folks over at Betway. Now see Fnatic as the favourites. Na'Vi, they're looking to try and defy the odds and beat this game as they have clawed their way back into this pistol round, tooth and nail. Crim's going to manage one more. Now the bomb. Oh, back down, banana it goes. Once again, it's not too keen on this B-bomb site. The only issue is they've sacrificed absolutely everybody, leaving now just Simple up. Bomb on his back and a minute left on that clock.
Yeah, after they showed that bomb on A, Simple probably could have committed to the site because there was only Brolin there. But in fact, that rotate back towards B has ended up in Na'Vi walking into their death. Exist hitting his shots alongside Twist on this site. Now Simple just patiently waiting for any kind of aggression, but Fnatic, there's no reason to rotate. They have Brolin anchoring the pit. They have 2 players on B to make sure that this site is not going to be lost, and Simple has 25 seconds to get something done and to try and find this plant. He sees both players, but realizes there's no time to rotate. He's got to make the best out of a bad situation. That's a nice start. Think to Crims, but sorry, that's Exist, and he gets a kill anyway. 3 frags, 6 HP, not stopping him. And 9-7 now. Fnatic taking that second pistol round into this map. That's both for them as well. That's one factor to take into account. This game is very close, but Fnatic had the 3-round lead after Na'Vi forced on their second CT round after losing pistol. We remember Twist picking up that huge ace to start off this map, and he is not slowed down as a result. Let's see if this round is any different. We have JW on a pistol. We have the rifles up now for Fnatic, and again already the man on your screens, Twist, getting aggressive down banana. Crims is going to be joining him. And Na'Vi don't have any buy into this round, so this is what you would expect from Fnatic. Set up your SMG, I was about to say plural, but just one to make some money. And don't lose too many players on the way.
Yeah, that's what they're really hoping to do, is keep this clean over on the side of Fnatic. That's sort of the order now that's been expected of these CT teams. If you do manage to find the pistol, you want to try and build up as much money as you can. JW just with this PT50 trying to save some extra cash so we can bring that AWP out. Let's find some damage on a Simple, and yeah, Fnatic looking to keep this one clean, pretty standard. Don't want to let this bomb go down, and there should be no way that Na'Vi let that get that bomb into the bomb site anyway. So they're going to be reaching a 10th here. Fnatic into the double digits before this buy comes in for Na'Vi. We saw, though, Fnatic on Overpass. They were the team to reach match point twice in a row, and then it still ended up going the way of this Na'Vi side. You can never count them out. That's the issue with this Na'Vi squad. And for me, there's still such an emphasis on Twist being really the only man we've still seen all that much from for this Fnatic roster, at least in this game. And it has been a good recovery from the rest of the guys, right? They were behind on like 3 kills each at the start of this half, so they have started to get back into this now. And that's what we're going to need to see if Fnatic have any chance of closing out this map in their favour.
Yeah, but we haven't quite hit these rifle rounds, and that's when the pressure really starts. Twist gets aggressive, and Edward's going to line up both kills here. He even spots a third, but really nice play from Edward to not commit to that fight. He's already got 2. You don't need a third kill. Let Fnatic adjust their setup and go for this 2-man B play. It's actually going to be a 3-man B play. Na'Vi could even double back and take the A site with no CT control. And this is the kind of round where, regardless of where you're committing, a lurk is going to be so valuable here. If Na'Vi send one player into B alone or one player into A alone, they're going to get so much info. So, considering Fnatic are playing 3 at the top of Banana, I find it very, very unlikely that Na'Vi are going to rush into this one. And even if they do, they're going to spot these players. That Molotov cuts off the retreat, but Simple's fully flashed by his own teammate. Exist winning that duel, and Simple does trade, but does he check the sandbags? Yes, he does. Brolin's dead. And even with 1 player left on the B-bomb site, it's only JW. Na'Vi are all over this one, and they might even expect him being in this position, but Simple doesn't check it. He flicks back round, and JW's dropped the bomb, and Zeus. He's going to make this one work in a 1v2.
Yeah, the bomb's dropped, and the rest of Na'Vi are so far away. JW's given precious time to get into a different position here, but round in the corner, still reloading, and Edward honed in on that position. Na'Vi will be finding themselves an 8th round, and on the back of it, you can see what this has done to Fnatic's economy. It's back down in the dumps. There isn't any money here for the Swedes to work with. So likely maybe just going to see, I was going to say a partial investment, but they try and go for this. So Crim's going to be donning the AWP. Not usually an AWP, but rest of the guys with a bit of a buy together. The only issue is it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough to best Na'Vi. And now I get a little bit worried here because this could be Na'Vi's way back to an equal scoreline. If they pick this up, no money for Fnatic into this next round, you finally do just have to take the eco. This could be the way back into the game for Na'Vi.
Yeah, classic, right? Seen it happen before already today. Zeus is up the top of Banana. He's afforded a lot of control here, but he's kind of hung out to dry in a bit of an awkward spot. No incendiaries on Fnatic to get him out of this position, but Crims is trained in with the AWP on Banana. He's probably on that close right angle, though, so I doubt he can even see Zeus in this spot. Yeah. Okay. Zeus just walks into it, and Crims is going to catch that frag, and now do Na'Vi commit towards B? So they know an AWP is in position. In fact, they don't give a damn. They're setting up smokes. They're going for this full play. Twist up on the boost as well is another factor that Na'Vi need to account for, because if Crims takes all their attention away, Twist, he can get a kill or 2 and drop off that top of the box. He's playing anti-flash right now. No utility on this B-bomb site here for the CT side. That Molotov has failed. It's actually, no, it hasn't. It is going to spread. Twist is down to 4 HP, and he burns to a crisp. Flame even takes down Crims, pre-aiming that back spot. Really nice utility from Na'Vi. And that's going to get them into this round and close it out as well, because Flamey's found 3 kills. There's no way Fnatic are retaking.
How on earth has Flamey managed this? Putting the Krieg to fantastic use. The hat-trick in this round. And now just Brolin and JW left up. They're going to go ahead and have to save Na'Vi. Moving in to a 9th round. Simple even hunting down at JW. Brolin, I mean, getting out of this with a UMP and armor, that's hardly anything to write home about if you are the young Swede. That's all they're going to have with them into this next round. So Na'Vi, a good chance here that they equal this out. And even then, Brolin, look at this. It's like moths to a flame, or vultures to a corpse. They pick the bones of Fnatic dry. As Na'Vi edge ever closer to an equal scoreline once again.
What do we even have here for Fnatic? It's a full eco. As you said it yourself, just that prior round, Harry, that could have been the opportunity to get Na'Vi into this game once again. And in fact, you have been proven right, because Fnatic giving up everything in this round. And Na'Vi know it as well. We got Zeus on a Mach 10. No AWP up against these pistols. A bit of boost in middle, but Simple's going to cut the bottom man down and does get dinked on the retreat. With that boost spotted, it's very common to have 3, maybe 4 players up on this A bomb site, so that's why Zeus has crept into B. He's also on a Mach 10, so he doesn't really care if he dies, because if Fnatic get that gun, it's of no value to them being armorless. Zeus is going to get another kill, and with that, he knows B is empty, so he calls for the bomb to come join him. Electronic running up Banana, and Fnatic, I mean, they know this round's over, but in the back of their minds, they know if they also rotate to CT spawn, Na'Vi are just going to pluck them out of that part of the map. So stay in your grouped up setup, have that at least multi-kill potential, And keep your eyes on this this chase from Na'Vi, because they're definitely going for it. They're definitely going to hunt down these pistol players. Roland just avoids that flashbang, but this wrap from Zeus is actually going to be the perfect position. He's not coming in from long, he's coming in from the A bomb site.
Oh, well, exist. Okay, no, he's not going to find anything. 10th round for Na'Vi, Hugo. And we are all tied up here. 10 to 10. And these last few players getting hounded down. Zeus even going to be there to finish off Brogan. BW going to manage one, but there we go. 10 to 10, all tied up, and now the buy looking to come on in from Fnatic. What are they going to have? There's no AWP out right now for the Swedes, Hugo. That could be critical because, you know, you take a look over at Na'Vi, they don't have one either, but they do have that Krieg on Flamey, and that's been pretty terrifying to have to deal with in and of itself. Feeling a bit like a more mobile AWP even, you know, with how Flamey's been using it at least. It's going to be 3 players up to roll mid. Electronic does take a hefty bit of damage early on here. The nades rain back in return though. Fnatic losing HP on Twist and Crims over here towards Banana. But Na'Vi, minute and 30, they've still got all the time in the world before they make their mind up. The one issue is going to be Twist down at the base of Banana, Crims up at the top. With Twist in such a forward position, you can even start to see maybe Crims starts to peel away, head back towards this A bomb set. But Na'Vi, they're moving fast, much faster than normal. Brolin is going to bail out JW, but they don't have an incendiary. They don't have much to put in the way of this offensive from Na'Vi right now. Crims, try as he might to keep them in it. Now the pressure falls to JW, and he's been brought down low, but Exist has managed to drop the bomb. It's back and forth. Now just Electronic and Edward in this round, but it's this monstrous flank from Twist that should seal their fate.
Yeah, and just like that, Edward dead, Electronic stuck in a 1v3. And there's 2 players in the apartments. Crims is even watching this backline. Electronic can't even flank Twist. So that bomb being down in the pit, Electronic chooses to avoid it for now. And I mean, this is just a masterclass from Fnatic. Even Exist expects this push up, so he's gone extremely passive, and there's no way Electronic will be ready for this position. Walks in with his back turned, Exist gets the kill, and I mean, that is a real I don't even know what to say about that round for Fnatic. Just playing that 3v1 to perfection, not giving Na'Vi an inch. Or Electronic more so, but 11 to 10 now, and Fnatic are back on the board. We have Na'Vi without a lot to play with. Oh, sorry, we have Na'Vi with a full buy-in. AWP for Simple, Flamey's up on that Krieg, and yeah, no AWP for Fnatic once again. That's still been a recurring factor here for the CT side, but Simple's going to try and take an optimistic fight up Banana. Those Molotovs hitting him, they actually collide mid-air, these 2 CTs. They're going to go back in with a peek, and they might line up. Simple's in a really good angle here, and that flashbang's perfect, but he doesn't care. Shot anyway going through. Crims has been tagged by Simple, and Exist will catch him on the jump, but Zeus does cut down Exist, leaving Crims hung out to dry with the Molotovs behind him. He does get one for his troubles, and that's incredible that he gets even that.
Yeah, just JW left up now. This bomb for Na'Vi still not even close to going down just yet. They've got plenty of time to reposition. The only issue is JW maybe finds this one-on-one. Maybe that gives him a way back into the round, but no, Flamey is poised and ready. It's a team ace from Na'Vi. Everyone pulling their weight. 11-11, all tied up now, Hugo. Straight back into this, and the issue with Na'Vi picking up that round, if you're Fnatic, or if you're just Swedish in general and you love this team, is that now their economy has been just laid waste to. There's no money here for this CT side, and that's been a reoccurring problem. Na'Vi have so much money, they've just bought an extra gun and thrown it around, doing nothing with it.
I mean, Zeus has even left his pistol in spawn. Not interested. Only needs a primary. And maybe he's trying to harvest some of Fnatic's, because they're on that USP bonanza. Triple setup on this B bomb site early on. Na'Vi looking like they just want to burst in without too much information. This usually could be a problem, but up against pistols, I would imagine this shouldn't be too much of an issue. Nice kill from Exist after Zeus takes down Crims, but the more players that die on this B bomb site, the more Fnatic kind of want to probe into it. And they've spotted a bit of a stack, but with JW going down on A, this is going to be easier and easier by the second. Fnatic doing a good job of actually getting a couple kills here. And Brolin, he's pushed down second mid, and he's taking down Edward as well. This is getting increasingly dangerous by the second, especially if Brolin can catch this last kill, but Flamey is ready for it. He hears the footsteps. No bomb needed for Na'Vi in that round. 12 to 11, Harry. It's happened again. They're back in the lead. Fnatic looks so good on the CT side. They had the 8-7. They had the pistol round and conversion. But Na'Vi, when it comes to the rifle rounds, it has been all theirs.
Yeah, it most certainly has. Na'Vi, a chance here to continue building on this lead as well. Fnatic with absolutely no money. Well, now over here towards the apartments early on. Using it to do anything just yet. We've seen them enjoy taking control of this portion of the map, and Fnatic not really throwing anything too aggressive out there as well, playing very, very passively. Brolin and JW have this attempted crossfire set up, and JW just misses the timing there to spot Flamey. This could spell disaster for Exist as he just meanders across inside of this bomb site. Actually does do a favorable bit of damage onto Flamey. He's going to come out worse, though, at the end of that. Now 55 seconds. Na'Vi, once again, looking to try and keep things a bit faster here. That incendiary does hold back the man up in apartments. They've already wrapped along. JW doing damage. Brolin and Crim's going to start to put up some numbers now as well. Fnatic starting to claw their way back into this round, in spite of how close Na'Vi have got to this bomb site. They haven't found anything yet. Electronic finally picks up one man. Crim's going to fall as well as he tries to put the Krieg to use. And now we're into a 3-on-3 that really feels like it never should have been. But look at that bomb. It's all the way down Banana. It's about to run into Twist. What a man to run into as well. Simple v Twist. It's Clash of the Titans over here at Banana, and Simple's going to win it out. That could have been the end of the round there. Now Na'Vi gonna get this bomb down. Brolin's not ready for Electronic, and that'll be Na'Vi moving up 13 to 11.
And even though that bomb went down on B, Electronic got 4 kills on that A site, killing every single player there. So sick round from him. Again, probably didn't make a huge amount of difference in terms of getting that planted, but even his frags forced rotations off of B, which allowed Simple to bring that bomb up and Twist. 2 more seconds of patience and he probably wins that round, but he goes rushing into Simple, and those couple of footsteps give him the chance to react and get that shot off with the AWP. Really nice work. That's a shame as well. As you say, you know, Twist. What a player to run into. That's not the player that you you wanna fight, but luckily Na'Vi don't have a problem there. And now Harry 13 to 11. And they're about to sneak into an MTA bomb site just to make matters even more difficult for Fnatic. Push up on long from Edward. He's not aware of the fact that there's a player at the back of Library as well, but Crims gets the kill regardless. Flamey needs to be careful because JW's actually crept his way into the corner. But that bomb's down anyway, so Na'Vi's still guaranteed this round. And all Flamey spots Brolin. Aware of the repeak, but on the wrong side. Brolin's just trying to bait Flamey into JW here. He has his back turned as well. Oh, JW taking his time, and that will cost him. He's going to go down. Simple even finishes off Brolin as well. And 14 to 11 here. We are going to be seeing Fnatic on their last possible buy. Na'Vi could take this game convincingly, Harry, and that's something we don't see every day.
Yeah, it's been a pretty quick one here from Na'Vi, all things considered. At least right now. There's still time for that to change, Hugo. Last time we saw Na'Vi reach 14 rounds versus a team, that was North. And that then ended up being an overtime game that went the way of the Danes. Now the Swedes, the other Scandinavian boys, looking to try and do the repeat run. Brim's boosted up. Over here towards Banana, edging forward, tries to peek over the top of this smoke. Electronic, or shows an elbow or two, but that ultimately not going to be enough for Crims to find anything other than a bit of information. Edward. Oh. See this double setup over here towards short, triple setup rather, actually. It's a risky idea to run. Has that surprise factor? You have the numbers as well if they do go barreling on in, but the amount of times that we see this happen and the players up in balcony just end up finding all the kills necessary. Flamey has managed one, but will he be ready for the other two? The rest of the guys now blitzing their way out through middle. They have to be cautious. They smoke off long. They're going to be exposing themselves to these two players holding mid, but Flamey and Electronic, they've mopped up everybody. Suddenly it is just Twist and Crims left to try and deny Na'Vi match point.
Yeah, and plenty of time for that bomb plant. Na'Vi are not sparing any expense. They've got all the utility left up as well for this post plant, but none of it needed. Electronic with another shot to Twist, and just Crim standing. he's not going to be able to win this round unless he goes now, because no kit, bomb already half ticked, and 3 players of Na'Vi still standing up on this T side. Electronic, he has had some fantastic rounds on this T side. Another multi-kill, 3 frags in this one, 4 in the previous buy round. And these are all up against fully equipped Fnatic as well. He's not getting anti-eco frags, Harry. He's having huge impact on some of the most important rounds in this game. And now only 1 more needed for Na'Vi to take it over the line, to take the victory against Fnatic. We've got a shotgun or 2. We've got a P90. I mean, Fnatic are really just pulling out everything and anything they can. And right now, it doesn't seem like it's enough. Twist gives it a go on Banana, but it's a 1-for-1 that Simple will take happily.
Ooh, JW gonna spot out Flamey. He does come out worse in that fight, and as you say, I mean, this buy from the Swedes, this is dire to try and keep you in this game. The Alligator gonna be up here in the hands of Exist. Exist, line and wait, takes that first peek. Now the Alligator roars to life, finds the first onto Electronic. He has his crossfire as well. That's Crims nearby. He's just toying with Edward right now. Luckily enough, Simple going to go ahead and bail him out as he does pick up Crims, who attempts to peek in while their attention's being drawn away. Just JW and Brolin still up, and 2v3 in what could be their final attempt at holding back Na'Vi, stopping them picking up this map.
Good bit of utility still up, but Brolin, he's got a long rotation to make, and Na'Vi might have that bomb down before he's even in the spot. JW, he can jump shot from the coffin here and drop that bomb from going down, but Simple's already killed his teammate in the spawn, and they know exactly where JW sits. 1v3, 5 points of health just left, and this is a done deal. Flamey's finished it off, and a big 3k round from Simple there as Na'Vi. Finally, not a 30-round game. They're going to take it in good form and take down Fnatic tonight, able to win both their matches again, and Na'Vi storm forward as one of the most dominant teams in the Pro League so far.
Yeah, I think this now sees them with the highest win percentage as well out of all the teams, and they coming into this, this is their first week of play. They didn't play any initially, and they've been looking absolutely fantastic since we saw them. Since we kind of saw their debut, they've been looking unreal. You've just quickly stepped out of the picture. You were very excited, to get these analyst boys in here, or just boy, I guess, singular. It's Chad and Trace. We're going to start to bring them back into the fray now. How you guys doing?
Can always appreciate a good on-the-spot correction. Thank you very much, guys. Your hard work is noted. As in, I saw someone writing your name in the production room. Now, so let's go ahead and talk about this Inferno matchup. Na'Vi so far have been pushed to the test a couple times, but in this route, at least, didn't look nearly as tested.
Yeah, but the thing is, these are still close games, right? You have to look at all the matches that they've played within the last 2 days. They've all been down to the wire games. And we actually have one of those pivot rounds, one of those impact rounds that I was talking about through the pre-show, even when we kicked off today, about where they really come on top. So before we get this one playing, look at the scoreline, Trace. We're looking at 12-11. Right now, the buy is pretty damn good for that of Fnatic, and they're not in too much of a bad spot. If we just direct our attention up to the minimap as per usual, we can see they've already been able to rotate 4 members over, and they've actually been able to hold them off with good utility usage. You can see here 2 players over towards the arch side, ready to deal with some players, and they've already found 2 kills within this round. You've got 2 people anchoring the bomb site, 1 in the bomb site itself and 1 in the pit, so these are very strong positions. And over towards B, just in case, they've left Twist. Now, as we start playing this one out, this is the impact. These are the pivot rounds, and this all is on 1 man of Electronic. You can see here, nice and close to the library, going to find this kill. JW doesn't look the right way. Now, the trades are going to happen. They're going to step out, go for this kill. He grabs another frag. Now, look at this. Let's just pause it for 1 second. Old boy Simple with the bomb knows the jig's up, know the rotation towards the A bomb site is in, and he's rotating back towards B. But Twist, instead of rotating off of those 2 kills, is actually pushing to make sure this isn't a possibility. Let's play this one out. And this is where you see the individualism, how good they can be at making kills and turning rounds on its head, because we're about to see this exchange go down. Twist is ready. Twist should have the jump on him here. Steps on out. Simple with the kill. That's basically round over. Now, all of this has to be on the big impact frags initially made from Electronic. We're going to catch them right here, right now. This is the boy himself. 1 for him. Trade comes in. Right. Oh, you're going to die as well. That's 3 and 4.
And at this point, of course, when he's at the library, they've already taken into consideration that the heavy rotates on.
Yeah.
The entire side of Fnatic has fully committed into rotating this A-bomb site. And kicking off this retake game, and for what it's worth, we've got Electronic hanging out in the library, making as much noise as possible.
The books.
Somebody get this guy out of the library. He's way too loud for whatever it's worth. Either way, we do see Na'Vi picking up another win here, Chad.
Yeah, and this was just good mid-round right there, and at a pivotal round, a pivotal point of the game, where they're able to take, the commanding lead, and from that point, seal the deal. And when you put a pressure on the CT economy that late in the game, it becomes much easier to whittle down the rounds. They get lower on utility. It's much more difficult for them to put up too much of a fight. But while we are mentioning Twist, he had a fantastic first half performance. Even to kick things off, he had that massive play on the pistol round. I think he was about 10 kills ahead of his teammates for the majority of this game. He only ended on 25, but that's a sign of the times. Everyone felt like they called off on this Fnatic side.
They did do exactly that, and what we saw was an overtime within the first map. This one looked just a little bit more calm from the Na'Vi side, I might say. A little bit not really being pressured into a lot of those
business as usual
situations. Yes.
Yeah, returning back to a bit of normality there. So there have definitely been highlights. Fnatic are showing positive signs. Think about how short of a period of time this roster's been together. I think JW made a tweet after their debut games. They only had 2 days to practice with Broland. So these are really good signs. They've already shown depth in map pool. I think now they've played 5 or 6 maps. And they don't have a winning record at this point. But when you come in, you get thrown into the fire. Mate, it's not easy, and they're showing good signs regardless.
Well, perhaps Fnatic can play faster and get more antiquated. There we go. Yeah. More antiquated with their new lineup and use hashtag #PlayFaster like you should be doing on your favorite social media platforms. Chad, what else is on the agenda?
Well, we have more games coming up this evening, Trace.
We're
only 2 games in, and we still have G2 versus North to come.
We do. We've got G2 North on Inferno in Nuke, and I think this road to Odense is starting to shape up quite nicely. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we've got 4 more maps for you, ladies and gentlemen. Inferno, Nuke, Dust 2, and Nuke again. Be here with us when we come back.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo. Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
And Chad, I'm not going to tell you again about Movember and how important that is. Either way, most importantly is Chicago coming up. Let's talk a little bit about how important that is, Chad.
That's a really important event, and I think it's actually going to be the biggest event of the second half of the year. Sure, we did have the major go down, but it's the aftermath of the major. Where have teams settled and who are we going to see on top of that mountain? And we can't forget the climb for the Intel Grand Slam, which so far, Astralis and FaZe, they're both sitting pretty with 2 notches in their belt, and that's another one in the road. Yeah, and adding on to the IEM legacy that it is, the prestige that it is, going into Chicago is a really big deal. This will be the biggest LAN, I think, in the history of the Midwest, specifically in North America. It's the debut right in Chicago. It's the first one. The Bulls are from there.
It's
the greatest.
True. Yes, and Skadoodle's from that area. So is Jason. Anyway, let's talk about
teams too.
This qualifier and actually the teams that are already slotted in to make it thus far. Chad, run me through the top tier of this team list.
Obviously, we know Astralis' best team in the world right now. FaZe, we want to see them get back in some form. But world's number 2 and 3 right now, Liquid, Na'Vi, both in attendance. Cannot forget Made in Brazil after they've made a couple of roster changes, brought in Stewie and Tarek. NRG as well, looking pretty good. Fnatic Online is showing us some positive signs. Mouse Sports bringing back Stico. Big as well. You know, all the big names are here, no pun intended. Renegades, can't forget them, one of my favorites, but you can see that one with the question mark there. That one is going down right now, Trace, and so far we have 2 teams who have made it to the grand final. LDLC, who were in the Pro League last season, didn't make it this time around, and Optic Gaming actually toppled ENT only a couple of hours ago. So whoever wins out of that match, the Optic versus ODLC will take up that last slot.
We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. That's right. You're saying Optic and ENT has been done and dusted, completed, and Optic have moved forward. They will now be playing LDLC in the GG.bet shuffle for the IEM Chicago slot. A big slot, a lot of cool stuff going on around Chicago, and more importantly, an explanation as to why I haven't shaved in quite some time. Chad, why is that?
Well, Trace, we have this thing that we're kind of supporting. It's to do with men's mental health. It's called Movember, and yours is going to look delicious. I think it might be one from like Super Troopers. That's what you're channeling.
Like a Farva type thing, right? Yeah. Officer Farva.
But what we're doing is we're raising money and awareness for Movember, and we're going to have stretch goals. We want to help you find out what they're going to be.
Yes, that's right. Head over to bit.ly/CS_Mo and start giving it away. In fact, the call centers are open, chat. I can't guarantee the viewer this, but you will be on the other end of the line.
I will answer the phone.
Answering the phones directly. Either way, let's take a sneak peek into what was the last Movember campaign ran through ESL.
Vodafone presents the pre-match.
More importantly than the hashtag CSMO is also the concept of a cream dream. Not a supreme dream, a supreme cream dream on top of that right into Moses' face. Anyway, we've got some more Counter-Strike going on right here. We got the likes of G2 and North squaring off on Inferno and Nuke. This should be a banger. And why, Chad? Why should we all be anticipating this matchup?
Because this is one of G2's better maps. But, however, on the 7th of October, these two teams already went toe-to-toe in ECS, another online league, where North actually toppled G2 16-4, with the likes of Volder, Gade, Kirby all getting around the 20 kill mark. So that's a bit of a shellacking, that's a bit of a spanking, and we don't want to see that one happen in the Pro League as well, because both teams need some victories. But North have been looking pretty hot online, Trace.
Yeah, they have indeed, and I guess we could also stop running this whole storyline, this whole narrative of MSL out of the picture now. It's been some time. These guys have definitely had that sort of comfort zone of the cushion where in which they can kind of start that climb back up. We saw them have success in Stockholm, and for the roster change to have happened after that, I guess it's a matter of finding the form again.
Well, surprisingly, both of these teams, G2 and North, in their current iterations are newer rosters. Now, G2 have had a lot longer period of time than that of North to get to where they are, but I think teams are at the same level, to be completely honest with you. At least within the last couple of days, it looks like Shox and Kenny S have both been online, and that means they've been hitting a lot of frags, getting a lot of score on the boards, and that's why this one gets a lot more interesting for me, because North, they're a little bit more sporadic at the moment. They fluctuate in performances. We do sometimes get a bit more out of AZ and Kirby, but then other times they can be kept very quiet. Same can be said for G2. Shox and Kenny, as a duo, can absolutely carry this roster. We're still waiting for them to show that on a consistent basis.
Kenny S, Body, Shock, Smith's existence, if we're talking about the likes of G2. And then on the other side of North, AZ, Valde, KRB, Guild, and
Gil.
Gil?
I don't know how to say it.
I think we butchered every time. Either way, they got that Cadian fellow over there, too. Coming over from Rogue. We saw them last night on Nuke. I think it was the last match of the night where they
dragged on for a little bit.
Yeah, they almost closed it out right away, but that just couldn't be the case, at least then. And, of course, right on match point, you see the 2 back-to-back timeouts come in. You love to see it, Chad.
Yeah, well, look, you want to make sure you take all the precautions when you're heading for that one. To note off last time these guys went head-to-head, just in case people are worried about wind conditions, North did start on the CT side, and they were able to get a 12-3 half. And when they flipped on over, obviously got those 4 rounds to the 1 there of G2. So that's how it went down last time. Lots of opening kills falling in the favor of North. And the clutch scenarios, it was only 2 1vX situations down, and they were split 50-50.
How about this G2 lineup, right? There was a lot of poise and a lot of confidence put into this lineup, not only by some of the fans of these players, but even the team themselves. You would catch them around LAN events, you would get them talking, and they would open up and they would tell you lines like, we're really comfortable here. We like this core of this lineup. We like where in which the attitudes are towards each other, demeanors, everything that you would want to hear within a new team. But ultimately, where do they fall, Chad?
Well, these guys have done a really good job at managing the community's expectations of where they'd be at. You know, within interviews, they've been giving long-term projections as opposed to that of short-term. And in CSGO, I think if you're giving yourself 3 months to turn that ship around and look like a better unit, that's more than enough time, considering how much money is getting paid for these players, the amount of tournaments, the amount of experience that they can have. If they're working hard, if they're driven, if they're all on that right page, they should be able to get up to scratch a lot quicker than what we've seen. But at least within more recent times, G2 have still had some decent victories. They haven't been world beaters, but they're trending upwards, that's for sure. Their map pool, it's slowly getting there. I think the likes of Dust 2, they are one of the early adopters. Inferno has always been a great map for the French. But Carlos, the owner of G2, has been making some tweets about this team returning to the glory that everyone knows G2 should be. And I'm not sure if this current iteration of this roster can get them there, Trace.
You're not sure, even with, I mean, I guess they have had a little bit of time now to kind of figure it out. But, I mean, what you think that they're lacking is the more important part.
A bit of firepower. I think there's, you know, it's okay to have some games where players don't show up, but you need it more often than not that you have 4 fraggers in the server.
You said showing up, and it would appear as though our casters or commentators, whatever you want to call yourselves these days, have shown up. But more importantly than any of that, Harry has actually done it.
He's done it.
He has actually done it. And what did you do?
I donated to the Movember campaign. I think that was... Yeah. That's the throw here, right? Yeah. That
good job, good. Harry. Yeah. You've done good.
If I can do that while I'm casting, the wonderful people at home should be able to do it too while they're watching. That's my logic there, right?
Well, we all know that, you know, this is a cause that, you know, we all have mental side of our health.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to keep it in check. And because of Harry's great deed, we're going to be nice to you for the rest of the day, Harry.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Thank you very much.
There's an asterisk. Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the nitty-gritty, which is Inferno, and let's get into this matchup. Chad, who's going to win real quick?
Let's fire it up. It's going to be North.
Boom. You got it just like that. Giving it over to the guys who are going to be talking their heads off will be Harry and Hugo yet again.
Yeah, thank you very much for that one, Trace. G2 v North. I don't think there's much of a rivalry here, but it's still going to be interesting to see nonetheless. I'm siding with Chad on this one. I'm not entirely sold on this G2 roster being the great French team to go ahead and carry French CS back to new heights. I think the answer lies somewhere else, perhaps. I haven't been too sold. That said, this G2 roster, Hugo, you know, they kind of mentioned themselves when they were first forged that it would be a slow-burning roster, one that would take some time to show its worth. So maybe that's something that looks to hold true.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, maybe Vitality is the answer, Harry. You never know.
Maybe Vitality is the answer.
We'll see. The G2 have got a lot to prove here as we head into this game. Again, a roster on paper that should be winning this matchup, but North have been pretty damn good with this new team, this new IGL, and this new AWPer. That's all one person. It's Cadian. We saw them split maps in the last few games up against NIP just last night. That was a bit of an exciting one. And as well as that, they did the same against Na'Vi in overtime. So North have certainly had high highs, but can this be one of them? Up against the G2 roster. It's a bit of an apps push here from the T side. They're going bursting into this bomb site. Gade hiding in the pit, going to get one, but now they know where he is. It doesn't seem to make a difference. Gade's on a 2K. Cadian, similar story, and Valdi's going to mop up the last. That is a great pistol round for North. Flawless.
Yeah, I mean, here's the scary thing. We saw these two teams meet online not too long ago now. And North kind of blew them out of the water on both maps, one of them being Inferno. That was a 16-4 victory in favor of the Danes. Now, obviously, with North as well, we've seen them look pretty good at LAN recently. Star Series, Hugo, you and I got to watch them there. Went out in the quarterfinals, obviously. Maybe not the best of showings from them.
No.
But, you know, still pretty good considering the recent changes, you know, with Cadian taking over that IGL role.
Again, that was our first LAN with that new roster, right? So you got to take that into account. G2 definitely more long-standing, but playing that long game. And the thing is, this has got to be their season, I think. They've got to make it to finals. I would really like to see these French guys in Odense. Or Odense. That's about as good as I can get here. But for now, Harry, this is looking like a fairly clean anti-eco until Existence gets a kill on the spawn. Now it's a 5-on-3. He's got a gun to play with, no armor. And again, it shouldn't really be a problem for North to get rid of him out of this position, but Body's also lurking in the apartments. The problem is he's under-equipped, so it really is on Existence just to set up and get some damage done. Gade's watching this long cross. Smoke is on his back, so he will be able to maybe encroach this site, get a bit closer if he uses that to cover up this pit position and the balcony spot. Body... Oh, well, he's now going to be alone because Existence, he tries to throw in a smoke, gets killed by Gade, who finds all three that round. And North not going to take too many casualties after those first couple. So 2-0. G2 obviously going with that standard eco. They'll now be buying up. We're going to see rifles here for the French.
Yeah, first fire up on the board here for G2. Quite crucially, one thing to keep an eye on, there's going to be no up for Kenny S. Instead, he's on that rifle along with the rest of the boys. There is, however, an AWP out for Cadian as Kenny now learns the hard way. He's going to go ahead and face that early on and will get bested. Body rushing on out here towards short. And actually, he's going to blindside Gade down in the pit. Blistering pace set early on here by G2. Aldet now looking to try and find this trade, and he will be able to get it. The continuing to rain in towards pit, and Shock's finally going to go and pick up Valder. So we're into a 3-on-3. Convincing start to this round from G2, considering they lose Kenny early on. They've been swift and acted quickly here to try and secure a foothold up towards the A-bomb site.
But it's not the A-bomb site they'll be committing to, despite Shock's being in this really, really good position. The only problem with it is he has no utility. He has to drop to get out onto that bomb site, and he's going to do that. So now KRB is definitely going to know he's here, and Shox is too low to really make too much of a huge individual play. AZ's spotting down on B, jumping over that corner as well. So even with this bomb going up towards that B bomb site, it's not like North aren't going to be fully aware of it, and Cadian will have ample time to rotate. But instead, Shox has kind of got some misinformation that maybe the A site isn't as covered as North have made it, because Cadian still has this cross. Kiebi's still up on the boost. And Shox is maybe calling for a bit of a rotation as North even pull AZ over into position as well. This actually could get very good for North unless that Molotov forces out Kiebi. This is really good for Shox, but Kiebi still hits a shot and falls back to the site. He's 1 HP here. They have a Molotov to get rid of him, but more CT nades going out to deny this bomb plant. With 8 seconds left up, there's nothing that G2 can do. Even with that kill, they have to stick instantly, and I think they just got it within the last second of the round, and there it is, the bomb plant's in.
Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. With just milliseconds to spare, Smith punches in the numbers, and now it all falls onto Cadian in a 1v2, and he's going to back away. That will be G2 finding their first round early on. Cadian does not fancy his odds there in that retake.
And that's all down to Shox picking up that incendiary at the back of the pit there, being able to force Kiebi out of position. Yes, he does go down, but even Kiebi getting forced off and then traded on the site allows for G2 to get a bomb plant with literally no time left. And just like that, the round's done. How the hell did G2 win that one? Pretty sick round from Shox and the gang. That's their first on this T side, Harry.
Yeah, they're going to try and hit the ground running here. We still have to yet to see anything from Smiths or Kenny, the two players that don the AWP for this G2 roster. You know, Kenny perhaps more prolifically than Smiths, but you know, maybe the odds are probably not going to see too much of that from Kenny over on this T side. Cadian, you can see, carried that AWP forward over on the side of North. So he at least has that to work with in this round, but it's not going to be the most unreal of buys here. So they do just eco around the AWP.
Well, Valdi's going to hear these footsteps, and you will call for a bit of support. North moving a couple of players into this A-bomb site. That AWP is so well timed because Kiebi jumps over, taking Existence attention, allows Cadian to peek in. A nice bait and switch setup for North to actually get themselves a frag. Unfortunately, it won't be enough with the rest of G2 taking kills left, right, and center. This AWP is already running away to try and save for the next round, and that is going to be the best decision that Cadian can make because G2 have won this one. 2 on this T side as the bomb should be getting planted, and actually I like this. G2 are delaying the plant for a little bit of time. That allows Smiths to move back into this banana and begin this hunt. And we should start to see these Ts beginning to circle this B bomb site. Once they realize Cadian is not actually going for this one, and I'm sure they're aware by this point. Problem is, if G2 continue sneaking on B, Cadian won't know where they are. And he is getting wrapped by Smiths right now. Silently sneaking in through the back line. And Cadian is dead.
They do decide to pick the AWP up there, so Kenny's going to have that to work with, Hugo. That's something to bear in mind. Now you look at the buy on the cards for North, and it's anything but perfect. You can see it's going to be a couple of SMGs for Cadian and Gade. Rifles for the other guys. No defuse kit as well, important to note. And that bomb's been going down in a few of these rounds for G2 now, so you have to, you can't really afford to let that happen if you are North. We focus over here towards short early on for this CT side. One smoke, all it would take to nullify that. That leaves this wrap round through Arch open to G2 if they want to try and throw that in perhaps. Kenny's going to have his AWP back as well. That was Smith's picking it up at the end of that previous round. Cadian has found an opener. He's picked up Shox. Now there's a gun that could be retrieved, and Cadian's actually going to find a double with the MP9.
Desperate times now for G2, and Existence is watching this long push down. He goes down to second mid, and that's a good decision because it's very common that North will keep maybe 1 second mid player just to try and make sure that this is a B play. Cut off any kind of push back up to that A-bomb site. Kiebi, I would love to see if this angle works against an AWP because Kenny. Oh, he doesn't spot it. Kiebe's looking down at the ground, and he's been completely shielded. The problem is, does he realize Kenny's through? Now he does. With AZ going down, Kenny won't expect his position. They line up for Kiebe, but he only finds one. Existence with the trade. A nice position, but it's not going to get its worth out of it, as G2 do get that bomb down. But with the man advantage for North, this retake's certainly doable. The problem is how long it's going to take. Valde and Gade are only just leaving that A-bomb site right now, so G2, they get about 15-20 seconds just for free. Flash in for Existence, and now Valde knows he's here. But if Existence wins one duel, this round might just be over. Kenny S, he can surely just play this clock.
But Kenny able to find one, does go back, and he's going to miss it the second time around. Gade will be on with the defuse. It's going to come down to the wire, but he does have enough time. North able to retake that bomb site there, pick themselves up a third round by the skin of their teeth, and now the AWP back in the hands of North once again. Now Kenny does have the economy to buy up one of his own. Curious to see, as you know, Body can drop an AK over to Smiths. Instead, he's going to go ahead and go for this early buy. They know that the economy of North is going to be not too great. Maybe they've anticipated, though, the eco here from the North side, and that's definitely not the case. They force bought up around this AWP. Not a force buy, rather. What am I on about? They won the round, but I know what I'm talking about, Hugo. It's been a long day.
Yeah, we've all been there, Harry. I did that earlier. I said Navi on eco when they had a full buy, so don't worry. Fine. Happens to the best of us. Either way, a bit of a ragtag buy for G2. And let's see what they can get done with it. Into the apartments, North are going to have no control here for the time being. With these SMGs about to burst out through the hallway, this could be a really good setup for G2. Again, considering the fact that North actually have a better buy, this would be a nice round for G2 to win, to find their reset. And Valde already starting off the middle, one for him. He's actually going to turn around to face a Body, but fully blinded. Body gets away with that kill and even tries to follow up onto Kiebe, who takes an off angle in middle. The bomb is under his control, and Body is trying to just wrap long to make this one possible with only a dink. AZ's going to get ahead of that round, and North 4-2 here on the CT side.
And I'm still left questioning that buy there from the side of G2. They put, you know, a decent bit into it, right? But they only have 3 SMGs. He had money on Body, for example. He could have dropped an AK over to one of the other guys in the squad. Kenny could have had the AWP. That could have been a full buy. So they made the conscious choice to go into that round with SMGs. They kept money into this round now. But it still feels like a weird one to me. Existence
has started calling that, you know, back on LDLC, he was doing this this kind of buy way. It's like you have enough money for a full buy, but you half invest and buy SMGs and utility, especially on Inferno, and just go for a really fast B play usually. And then if you win it, you get obviously almost the benefit of winning an eco, because you have about 2k left in the bank while you win it. And if you lose it, you can rebuy anyway, because you've still got all that spare money plus the little bit loss bonus. It's not necessarily a great idea, but it's just a different idea that Existence approached back with LDLC, and he brought that into the early days of G2 when he joined this roster, but it didn't really work too well. And I mean, the investment here was weird enough that it hasn't worked here either, because they didn't actually save enough money. So with no bomb plant for G2, it's one rifle and a bunch of pistols. So really not a pristine buy. I definitely agree this has turned out very, very badly for G2, but that's a great start.
Yeah, Body able to open things up. He's got that one solitary rifle that we see on at G2. He's now taking the MP9, giving the AK across the shocks. 3 players for North, though, inside of this B bomb site. Leaves Gade here alone. If G2 go pushing in now, this could be the save called almost immediately from this North side. They are going to start to rotate players back round, so G2 might just miss this timing, because now North, they've arrived with more players. They have to try and get past Gade anyway, and Body actually will find his second kill. Now he's upgraded back onto a rifle, and North just going to exit. They give this up, and that's the round going the way of G2.
Wow, one rifle as well, and that's the worst part for G2 in the sense of you only see the one rifle player, and so as far as you're aware, you're getting confirmation bias that G2 have a far better buy than they do. Yes, either way, a 3v5 post plant, not really a winnable round for North in most cases, but they probably assumed G2 had a hell of a lot more weaponry than they actually did. So with these limitations now, North are going to be holding on for another round, and they'll be able to buy as a result of this. These 3 saved guns are extremely important, so G2 not chasing is very good for North, because they can have Cadian and Kiebe drop guns over to Gade and Valde. I'm actually surprised to not see G2 chase, even though they haven't got economy built up. We've got pistol players, we've got SMG players here. Those are the players you can kind of just send in and run for a frag. But for now, bomb going off and G2 winning their third on this T side, keeping things close and keeping the economy topsy-turvy for North. This is where it can be broken though. AWP still in the hands of KD, and he's dropped over a gun to Valid it. G2 still with a bit of a messy economy in the sense of, while they've got money, they've gone for 2 SMGs here, and that's fine. They've won more with less. And with a fast play towards this B site, that's a perfect approach with a limited buy.
Lots of damage done onto AZ. There's Shocks to chime in. As he does tangle with Kirby, they're going to lose existence to a Molotov down at the base of Banana, but it doesn't matter because already this B bomb site's crumbled. And North, once again, going to have to just save, which Katie and Engage, pretty grim news. Once again, a very bitter call to have to make. Looking to try and keep this AWP and 1 rifle into the next round. And that's one thing about this North Inferno that you do kind of notice is a lot of these rounds, you know, they do have to go in with these saves. They do seem to struggle a little bit at, you know, the gambles that they sometimes go for, not working out. This is certainly one of those rounds now. G2 going to be catching up back to 4, and already they've reached the amount of rounds they got versus North the last time they played on this map. So perhaps hinting that this G2 roster, even in the space of a few weeks between the 2 games that we saw on Inferno, just have, you know, starting to up their game a bit.
That's unfortunate for Body. Gabe was pre-aiming far long, and Body, he peeks just wide enough that he lands in the center of Gabe's crosshair. Doesn't even need to adjust, and as a result, that's such an easy kill. If that peek from Body was a little bit tighter, or even a little bit wider, Gabe probably would have had to readjust, and chances are Body gets that frag. So that's unfortunate there, but again, wasn't to know the angle. 4-4 now. As you say, G2 getting back into the swing of things here on Inferno. Again, between these 2 teams, obviously 2 maps being played. The second one is going to be coming up as Nuke, which is extremely interesting considering obviously how good that map is for North. Let's think back to last night, Harry, the beating they just gave NIP. G2, not the team I would write down to be a great Nuke team, but hey, you never know. Maybe they've done some prep, maybe they've done some homework. But a bit of a B-stream update for you guys at home. Big Fnatic currently 7-4 up to Big on the first map of Train. That's pretty sick. Fnatic just, you know, putting up a good fight versus Na'Vi in 2 maps. 1 close loss and 1 16-11. So for Big to actually be winning that game, again, another team that has come into this season of Pro League looking so damn good. We'll keep you updated with a score there either way over on the B-stream. But for now, G2 back in commanding lead of this round as North don't really have a lot to play with.
Something, trying to spot something out over here at the top of middle. But it's going to be a bit of a back and forth. Gade doing an absolutely fantastic job of hauling North back into this, but he's immediately cancelled out by Shocks. Oh, an explosive start to that round. That one, blink and you miss it sort of scenario. Gade doing everything he could, but ultimately that's not going to be enough.
That's similarly to how we saw Kaden and Kirby play long just a few rounds ago. When you have that one round where there's 1 or 2 rifles and everyone else is on pistols, you want to, as a pistol player, be, you know, what's the word, expendable, and allow that rifle player to be set up. We saw those pistols just rush up short and take all the attention away from G2, and Gade is sneaking in just half a second later, trading